What's up, guys? I'm Jules. Thank you for coming back to another weekly update of just my channel, basically, and cross-stitching and all that good stuff. I want to apologize for those who may have been waiting for my stream on this past Tuesday night. I got home late from work and I was exceptionally tired, and I just was like, can't do it. Can't do it. And I don't think, at least for now, that Tuesday night streaming is going to work for me. I think I'm just going to stick with the daytime streaming, just so I don't burn myself out. So Thursday and Sundays are going to be my best days for streaming, likely in the morning. Thursday I might try afternoon streaming. It kind of just depends on how the flow of my day goes, but it's just we're super busy right now, and things are just nuts with just everything in general. So I don't want to get myself into a situation where I'm streaming and I'm not enjoying myself. You guys are going to see that. You guys are not going to have fun. So we're all about having fun and having a good time. So speaking of which, I got some stitch in progress done. If you look here, this is my Cross Stitch Collectibles New York City Street Scene. New York City Street Scene 1919 from Cross Stitch Collectibles, which I love, and it is one of my favorite pieces, and I've took it down off the stitchy wall and I've never put it back up yet. And so, which I just did that a couple months ago, it's no big deal. Alright, let's talk about what I have stitched this week. And I've stitched the same, I think the same 4 projects I've stitched for the last couple weeks. I am on making progress on things that I am making progress on. I mean, that is just the bare minimum. Blunt. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying, but let's look at Dachshund. And I got a lot of purple stitched. A lot of purple. So when it comes to Dachshund, which is the Gecko Rouge Dachshund, I can either stitch on the actual dog itself or I can stitch on the purple. And I know that I'm going to get so tired of stitching purple that right now in the beginning I'm okay with stitching purple right now. However, that being said, I think it's time to go back and fill in a lot of this other stuff here. So, but I probably did about 300 or 400 purple stitches. Got those done this week. And for that, super happy. Blah, 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 blah. Let's look at some Reaper. Reaper, where are you? Here's the Reap. There's the Reap. So I am just working my way down this page, which I believe literally ends right there. So I just kind of stitched everything down this way, as you can tell. So it's coming together. It's just taking sweet little time. But I like it. Why does it look like it's a little off? Am I holding it weird? I guess technically I'm holding it weird. I'm not holding it straight, so to speak. But I think I am. I don't know. Anyway, so that's Reap. That's Reaper coming together. It looks good, doesn't it? I mean, you can see back here that, let's see, I'm over here. So when I come all the way down here, I mean, I guess, I don't know. We still have this discussion about whether or not I should do the face last, do the face as it comes in the pattern, and then I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out when I get there. So I still have a little ways to figure that out. I want to show you some Boba Fett. Boba Fett saw some good progress this week. Right here. And so, I don't know if you guys can totally tell. Well, I can tell. I think you guys will be able to tell. I did all this blue stitching all through here. So I probably got about 400 or 500 stitches done on them. And honestly, like, I know I'm just stitching colors here and there, but I do think I am starting to see the detail popping up on this. As much as I wasn't seeing it, you know, last year when I stopped working on it. And I know this isn't totally, it's got some water splotches on it, but I'm starting to see the detail. So it makes me want to stitch on this more. And this is the next finish. This has to be the next finish. Birds. And so yeah, so you know, this is the next finish, so we got to get, you know, crack-a-lackin' on it. Here we go. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. It looks great. I'm loving it. And then lastly, I'm going to take it out of the hoop. Got more progress done on Rainy Waterloo Place. Not as much as I wanted to. Kind of ran out of gumption when the time came to it, but got some done on it. There we go. There we go. And so, just filling in more of the city street. Got a lot of the city street going, and that is the end of the page there, so I am working on it. I probably got to start with this piece this week because I didn't really get very far on it. I don't feel like I got very far on it this week. But yeah, so we got to do that. And that's pretty much all the stitching that I've done. Like the projects that I'm focusing on right now are the ones that are closest to being done, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, Rainy Waterloo Place has a lot to stitch. I mean, it has a lot to stitch. And Boba is definitely the next finish. That one's coming along, and that one's going to be done soon. Reaper, I mean, remember when I said I wanted to have Reaper done by October? Well, you know, COVID changed all that, but October, November, yeah, it's not happening, but that changed my plans, but yeah, I wasn't getting that done. And then Dachshund. Yeah, I mean, Dachshund's got a ways to go, but it's not as big of a project as some of these other ones. It's bigger than Boba, it's bigger than Reaper, but it's also 14 count, so it's not as many stitches. So it's all good. Did I buy any patterns this week? I did, but that is something that we are going to talk about in the next video next week, because I didn't pick them up from the mailbox yet. But we're gonna do some giveaways starting next week, guys. And so I hope you guys enjoy that. But if you are interested in acquiring a new project, something that looks really cool, we're gonna be starting those next week. And so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. And this time I promise I'm going to have envelopes ready to go for you guys so that I don't run into issues with being delayed on mailing them to you. So hopefully we'll be good there. Outside of that, I don't really have a whole lot. I wanted to talk. I don't have it with me, but I started using the ball tip needles. The ball tipped needles, size 26, for my 18 count projects, and I gotta say I love them. Birds! They're so loud. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're back. I sang them a lullaby, and I put them to bed. Alright. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. I did get an adjustment finally. You know, I totally forgot to have him do that side lift thing that he does that helps with my neck, but I feel a lot better, so I should be good. Hubby got adjusted too, so he really needed it. And so, and for once, the chiropractor was like, you need to come more often. Usually he tells me that, but he was telling my husband that this time, just to help him out, get him more active and whatnot. So, outside of that, you know, it's, you know, we've been talking about a lot of books and things like that on the stream lately. And I've got a lot of great audiobook suggestions from folks. And I've started listening. I think I have 3 books going right now. And they're all sort of sci-fi fantasy. And I'm enjoying them. I want to get back to them. I have one that I know I'm going to finish tonight. The Last Apprentice, Revenge of the Witch. I'm enjoying that. It's a short book, at least for audiobook purposes. It's a short book, maybe 6 or 7 hours at most. And then I started listening to the Wheel of Time series again. So you guys might remember I read book 1. I listened to book 1 in a very short period of time. And then I turned around and I couldn't get into book 2 right away. And I was like, I need a break. I did way too much of book 1 too fast, and I took a break, and now we're looking at like 4 or 5 months later, and I still hadn't started it. So I finally started it again, and it's so dense. I'm finding myself have to listen. I listen to a chapter, and then I have to start it over and listen to it a second time. It's so dense. There were a few of you guys that recommended a book called The Wandering Inn, which my husband actually listened to. because he needed a new book, and it was like 40 hours long or something like that. And he was the first like 5/6 of it. He was like, "Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay." And then he got to the last sixth. He loved it. He thought it was absolutely fantastic. He's like, "You've got to read this book." And the awesome thing is that volume 2 is coming out in just like 3 weeks, along with the next Harry Dresden novel that's coming out. So we're super excited. There's a lot of great book stuff coming up. We just watched a movie called, I want to say it was called Yesterday. It came out last year. It was the one about what if suddenly you were living in a world where nobody had heard of the Beatles songs except for you? And, you know, what would you do? And would you become a star? Become this world famous musician. It was a little slow at parts, but it was a pleasant movie to watch. But I gotta say that at the end, it totally grabbed us, and there's a bit of a twist at the end that we really enjoyed, and it was just a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it, and the Beatles songs have been in my head like nonstop. I haven't heard anything back on my roller frame yet. I am considering getting another different kind of scroll frame or a lap frame at some point. I just don't know. I'm so fidgety when I stitch. When you guys see me stitch, well, you guys don't even see me stitch on my streams, because I usually stop every 5 seconds to look at something or to do something, and sadly, that's how I stitch a lot of times. It's really hard for me to focus and just calm down and just stitch for long periods of time. And I'm working on it. I'm trying. It's almost like a meditation thing. It's something I have to work on. So, but other than that, I mean, I think everything is good. I still would love to start signing of the Constitution in September. I know I'm on track to finish Boba Fett within the next couple of months at most. And, you know, we're just making progress. I hope you guys are doing good. You know, from what I hear from my streams, some of you guys are at work. Some of you guys are still quarantined from all over the world. This is something that's, you know, a lot of you guys that are watching right now, you are from America or from Canada. But there are people that are watching, plenty of people from Europe, especially the UK. Get people from Norway, get people from Australia, New Zealand, Africa, you know, all over. And it's sort of a worldwide thing that we're all going through right now. So all I can say is that I ask you all to have patience with each other and patience with yourself. I'm the worst at that. I'm very critical of myself at times. And you have to learn how to just kind of relax and just let it be, and know that we're living in highly unusual times, the kind of times that, you know, later on in our lives we'll be able to look back and talk about, you know, tell stories and remember when. And, you know, our parents had stories like that, and our grandparents certainly had stories like that. So, you know, we haven't had really truly major events happen for a couple of decades. So, I don't know, just take a step back and enjoy each other. And for those of you guys who are new to cross stitching and have made it this far in the video, thank you so much. You guys are awesome to take up a new hobby like this. It may seem daunting, and when you look at what I'm doing or what other people may be doing, because there are plenty of people that are doing more complex stitches, they're doing beading, they're doing more intricate projects than I am on very small fabric with very tiny needles. And you know, it may be intimidating to see, you know, like a project like this, but I can tell you that we all started in the beginning. We all started not knowing how to do a cross stitch, and we went from learning one cross stitch and doing another and doing another and doing another, and it's totally possible. The only advice I have is to love what you stitch. You have to love what you stitch, and if you love it, you will finish your project and you'll love your hobby. So if you haven't found that project yet, don't fret. Just keep looking. Just keep looking. If you need some more ideas, I do have a blog with a list of cross-stitch design sites that you can go take a look at. And literally you could spend an entire weekend, honestly, or even a whole week looking at these sites from some absolutely fabulous, magnificent designers. I do need to add a few more designers to the list. I've had some more suggestions lately. Fuzz. So there'll be some good stuff on there for you guys. But yeah, welcome. This is an inclusive community. It is a supportive community, and never have I felt better about everything than when I do a Twitch stream and I get, a couple dozen people right now. Come on, Fuzz, get out of my face. A couple dozen people come in the room, and right now it's sort of the same core crew. We hope to grow that as time goes by, but people are getting to know each other. We're learning what everybody's stitching on. We're learning where everybody comes from, and it's fun. It's just fun and relaxing, and I hope you guys just continue to grow and just ask questions when you need to. Let us know when you need help, and I hope you check out the stream sometime. The link is down below. I'll be streaming on Thursday, which is probably the day that you're watching this. You can always go back and watch old streams as well on the Twitch channel, just like you can on my YouTube channel. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Outside of that, tomorrow is going to be a beautiful 70-degree high with a little bit of rain and a little bit of wind. I'm going to have the window open. I'm just going to have a great day, and I'm going to stitch, and I'm going to enjoy myself. So you guys have a great night, or day, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you guys soon. And don't forget to check me out next week, because I got some fun things to talk about, and we are going to do some giveaway stuff. And I think you guys are going to like it. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Happy stitching.